Now, have you ever been on an African drumming workshop?
No, but maybe I should be.
No, but does this stuff actually work? I mean, what's the point of taking hours away from our civil service so they can learn how to bang a bongo drum?
It all depends on how you call work. I think that there is a lot of richness, a lot of interesting things in traditional African musics, but the fact that this would take place in a hate crime awareness week is a bit surprising, isn't it? Because would that mean that being exposed to drums would make people less hateful? And if so, why? My impression is that, on the contrary, it ends up only emphasizing many cliches that we already have in mind. That African music is bong bong on drums. African music is richer, more diverse than that, and even just African drums, it doesn't make more sense. Because there are drums, bongo, drums.
Look, I agree with you.
It's just not. You can't really wrap it up as drums, just as you wouldn't give a workshop on Western music, would you? Where would you start? Do we do Gregorian chant, or do we do opera? What is Western music? What is European music?
I mean, it's essentially just reinforced. I mean, there's layers to this nuttery as far as I'm concerned, because it's quite possibly an idea. This screams to me an idea dreamt up by probably very well-meaning but nonetheless quite clumsy white people who are desperately trying to raise awareness about hate crimes, and they go, well, what shall we do? Let's do an African drumming workshop. Well, the optics of that are not particularly good, I think. Also self-defeating. If anyone was drumming next to me for a prolonged period of time, I'd be more inclined to hate them, I think, after a period of time. But do you not think that there is a bit of a cottage industry when it comes to this stuff? We've got diversity officers on about 42 grand a year. Workplaces now told to do all of this stuff. Actually, is this just a way of some people making money in the old diversity sector?
Well, I would agree with you that it starts with a good intention. I don't think we should discard that. The trouble is that there is also a lot of money to make there, and in sectors that want to look like they're doing something. I'm thinking of human resources, for instance. Well, if you want to look like you're doing something else than editing contracts all day long or sending emails, or you organize things that make people feel like they belong, the starting point is amazing. The application is dreadful because we're trying to create a more cohesive society. So insisting that much on diversity ends up being so divisive that a few months ago, a black child actor was booed on the stage of Alcina in Covent Garden because, well, he was a black kid singing opera. So if we want to increase the danger of black kids being booed when they do white music, well, we can just go on telling people that African music is just bong bong on drums.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to be very quick with you here, or you're going to have to be very quick in response, actually, because we're a bit out of time. But do you think that it leads to more accusations of things like tokenism in the workplace, as opposed to people being considered to have got their role on merit?
Definitely, and the starting point of having a hate crime awareness week only increases the danger of having black people only seen as victims and white people only seen as potential criminals.